The door creaked open at 11:17 p.m., a sound that sliced through the silence of our dimly lit living room like a knife through flesh. My heart hammered against my ribs as Sarah stepped inside, her coat dripping rain onto the hardwood floor, pooling like blood from an unseen wound. She paused in the threshold, her eyes meeting mine with a smirk that twisted her lips, cold, knowing, almost triumphant. "Miss me," she murmured, her voice laced with an edge I'd never heard before, as if she held a secret grenade and had just pulled the pin. I'd spent the day in a haze of mounting dread. My first call to her went unanswered at noon, right after our usual lunch check-in. I rationalized it. Maybe a meeting ran long at the office, her phone on silent amid the clatter of keyboards and corporate chatter. By 3 p.m., 3 more calls vanished into voicemail, her recorded greeting mocking me with its cheerful lilt. Confusion gnawed at my edges. Sarah was meticulous, always responsive, our marriage a well-oiled machine of texts and touches. But as the afternoon bled into evening, anger flickered to life, hot and unsteady. Was she ignoring me on purpose? Or worse, had something happened? I paced the kitchen, the scent of untouched dinner, her favorite lasagna, turning sour in the air, the oven's residual heat mocking my futile attempts at normalcy. She shrugged off her coat now, hanging it on the rack with deliberate slowness, the fabric whispering against the wood. Water droplets traced erratic paths down her neck, disappearing into the collar of her blouse, which I noticed was buttoned unevenly, one side higher than the other. A small detail, but it hit me like a punch. Sarah, my Sarah, who ironed every seam with precision. "Where have you been?" I asked, my voice cracking despite my effort to steady it. The room felt smaller, the walls closing in, shadows from the single lamp dancing like accusatory fingers across her face. "Out," she replied simply, kicking off her heels. They thudded against the baseboard, one landing crookedly, as if even her shoes were in on the deception. She moved toward the kitchen, her hips swaying with a confidence that felt foreign, predatory. I followed, my bare feet cold on the tiles, the fridge hum the only sound breaking the tension. "Out where? I called you 8 times, Sarah." 8. "Were you in an accident? With someone?" The words tumbled out, laced with fear and fury, my mind racing through scenarios, car wrecks, hospitals, or worse, tangled sheets in some anonymous hotel. She poured herself a glass of wine, the deep red liquid swirling like blood in the dim light. Taking a slow sip, she leaned against the counter, that smirk returning, sharper now. "You worry too much, Mark. Always have." Her eyes, usually warm hazel pools I could drown in, were guarded, reflecting the overhead light like shattered glass. Guilt flickered there, or was it defiance? I searched her face for the woman I'd married 5 years ago, the one who'd whispered vows under a canopy of stars, promising forever. But this version of her felt like a stranger, her perfume mixed with something unfamiliar. Cologne? Smoke. The air thickened with it, clinging to my throat. Denial surged through me first, a protective shield. Maybe it was nothing. Work stress, she'd said last week, her boss piling on deadlines that kept her late. But the red flags had been accumulating, subtle at first. The new password on her phone, explained away as privacy concerns. The weekend girls' trip where photos never materialized. The way she'd pull away from my touch in bed, citing exhaustion. I'd rationalized it all, burying the doubt under layers of love and trust. Love, that stubborn beast, made me blind. Now, standing here, confusion twisted into anger, hot bile rising. "Don't play games," I snapped, stepping closer. "Who were you with? Tell me the truth." She set the glass down with a clink that echoed like a gunshot. "The truth? You couldn't handle it if you tried." Her words hung heavy, pregnant with implication. She turned away, fiddling with her necklace, the one I'd given her on our anniversary, a silver heart now tarnished at the edges. My mind fragmented. Images of her laughing with another man, his hands on her skin, her moans not for me. Fear clawed at my chest. What if I was right? What if our life, this fragile construct of shared dreams and mortgage payments, was crumbling? But guilt wormed in too. Had I driven her away? My long hours at the firm, the arguments over kids we both wanted but couldn't agree on timing. Moral conflict raged inside me. Was I the villain here, smothering her with expectations? The silence stretched, taut as a wire. Rain lashed the windows, a relentless drumbeat mirroring my pulse. She finally sighed, her shoulders slumping slightly, a crack in her armor. Fine. I was with Alex. The name dropped like a bomb, exploding the air between us. Alex, her co-worker, the charming project lead she'd mentioned in passing, always with a casual tone that now screamed warning. We talked about work and other things. Her voice softened, but the smirk lingered, a ghost of satisfaction. Talked? The word felt insufficient, a flimsy veil over something raw and intimate. Anger boiled over, but heartbreak undercut it, a deep ache that made my knees weak. Other things? Like what, Sarah? Like how unhappy you are with me. I grabbed her arm gently, desperate for connection, but she flinched, pulling back. The touch burned, a reminder of lost intimacy. Her eyes welled up now, guilt flashing genuine, or was it an act? It's not that simple, Mark. You don't understand. Alex listens. He sees me. The confession hung there, partial, teasing the full betrayal. Shattered trust fragmented further. How long had this been brewing? Weeks? Months? I pictured them in stolen moments, coffee breaks turning to caresses, late nights at the office veiling passion. But she wasn't a monster, I knew that. Sarah, with her quiet ambitions and hidden vulnerabilities, had always craved validation I sometimes failed to give. Her childhood scars, abandonment by a father who chased dreams elsewhere, made her seek security, yet here I was, perhaps too complacent. Moral grayness enveloped us both. My neglect, her escape. Why didn't you tell me? I whispered, voice breaking. We could have fixed this. Denial clung stubbornly. Maybe it was just emotional, not physical. But her next words shattered that illusion. Because it's too late. She stepped closer, her breath warm on my face, mingled with wine and regret. We kissed. More than once. Tonight, we almost. She stopped, but the implication slammed home. The room spun, sensory overload. The tick of the clock, the metallic tang of betrayal in my mouth, the cool counter under my palms as I gripped it for support. Heartbreak crashed in waves, love twisting into agony. How could she? Yet, in her eyes, I saw her own conflict, guilt warring with desire, a woman torn between stability and spark. I stumbled back, the world tilting. Get out, I rasped, but even as I said it, doubt crept in. Was this salvageable? Could forgiveness mend this? She reached for me, tears streaming now. Mark, I love you, but I need more. The plea hung, raw and honest, exposing her layers, not a villain, but human, flawed. In that moment, the twist unraveled. My phone buzzed on the table, a text from an unknown number. A photo attachment, Sarah and Alex, entwined in a park, timestamped today. But wait, the sender's note. She's not the only one. Check your own secrets. My blood froze. Secrets? My mind raced to last month's conference, the flirtation with my assistant I'd buried deep. Had Sarah known all along? Her smirk from earlier. It wasn't just triumph. It was mirrored pain, a calculated reveal to force my hand. We stood there, two broken souls in the ruins of our trust, the rain outside a dirge for what was lost. Betrayal circled back, not one-sided but mutual, leaving us stunned in the wreckage, wondering if love could rebuild from such ashes, or if it was time to let the flames consume it all.